The ancient and eternal city of Samarkand. This beautiful city is rightfully famous for its ancient monuments, and now it is becoming even more beautiful, thanks to modern buildings. The Great Silk Road International Tourist Center is an eternal city in the heart of the city, a vivid chanting of the ancient glory of Samarkand, a huge complex built on the idea and initiative of the head of state. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev visited the ancient city to participate in the opening ceremony of this remarkable complex. The center is another vivid example of the large-scale creative work carried out in Samarkand in recent years. On an area of about 10 hectares, the image of the ancient city, which embodies the history and traditions of our region, has been restored. Here, every building and street was built in harmony with national and modern elements, adapted for representatives of folk and artistic creativity. The modern, multidisciplinary center includes the Eternal City Complex, a Congress Hall, 8 modern hotels, an amphitheater, and many other facilities. Extensive preparatory work was carried out for the opening ceremony of the International Tourist Center, the Great Silk Road. The head of state got acquainted with the final events. Here, the leader of our country met with representatives of the intelligentsia and the public. The opening ceremony was attended by residents of Samarkand, the general public, youth, representatives of the Foreign Diplomatic Corps, and international organizations. During the ceremony, President Shavkat Mirziyoyev sincerely congratulated everyone on the opening of the complex. Dear ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, took part in the opening ceremony of the Samarkand Tourist Center.
Assalamu alaikum.
Dear compatriots, residents of Samarkand, dear guests, it gives me great pleasure to meet you today at the opening ceremony of the International Tourist Center, the Great Silk Road, which defines the image of New Samarkand, dear to all of us. Created thanks to the intellectual potential and selfless work of our people, it has become another striking achievement on the path of building new Uzbekistan. I congratulate all of you on such a modern, magnificent architectural complex, erected in the ancient and eternally young Samarkand. May he serve our people for many centuries. Dear compatriots, as you know, Samarkand occupies a special place in the history of our national statehood and world civilization as a whole. This eternal city played an important role in the formation and development of 2 renaissances in the history of our region. It is no coincidence that the great Amir Temur chose Samarkand as the capital of the powerful state he founded. In recent years, continuing the good traditions that have formed on this land, we are carrying out large-scale work to revive the historical glory of Samarkand, in order to make it even more beautiful and comfortable, to turn it into a real center of international tourism. The completion of the construction of the Great Silk Road Complex was another important step in this direction. The structure of such a large multifunctional center, designed to serve up to 2 million tourists a year, includes the Eternal City Ensemble, the Congress Hall, 8 modern hotels, an amphitheater, and many other facilities. We engaged an international team of experienced architects and engineers to carefully design this project. The prepared project was repeatedly discussed and improved based on the experience of national architecture and modern urban planning technologies, as well as climatic conditions. This wonderful center is a continuation of the architectural traditions founded by our great ancestors. I am sure that it will become a symbolic bridge between our glorious history and the Third Renaissance, the foundation of which we are currently forming. Our people creator, our specialists, and engineers with great knowledge and experience, well-educated youth, together with foreign partners, selflessly worked on the implementation of such a complex, truly unique project. In this regard, the active participation in the construction of highly qualified engineers and technical specialists from Turkey, Great Britain, and Italy should be especially noted. Taking this opportunity, I sincerely welcome the representatives of the diplomatic corps and international organizations present at today's solemn ceremony and express my heartfelt gratitude to them for their great contribution to the development of multifaceted ties with Uzbekistan. I hope that further strengthening of cooperation with our republic, including the expansion of ties in the field of tourism, will take an important place in your activities in the country. Dear friends, there is a deep meaning in the fact that we gave the name Great Silk Road to this beautiful complex. The transcontinental trade highway, originating in the ancient Chinese city of Shen, passed through the territory of many countries, including Samarkand, and went all the way to Rome, becoming a means of developing economic, cultural and educational dialogue between the peoples of the world. As you know, ancient Samarkand was one of the main centers on the Great Silk Road. With this in mind, historical paintings of the era of the Great Silk Road were reproduced on the buildings of the complex. When designing the Eternal City Ensemble, the plot of the fresco, preserved on the wall of ancient Afrosab, was used, which depicts the ceremony of receiving ambassadors from Korea, China, India, and other countries, by the ruler of the Sogdian state. I think that the current ambassadors of these states, and foreign tourists, will be able to see in this a piece of the history of their homeland. Today, we are striving to revive the historical traditions that developed along the Great Silk Road, which is a symbol of progress, cultural development, friendship, and cooperation, to strengthen multifaceted ties with the world community, to attract to our country the achievements of modern science, high technology, investment and new, advanced ideas. In general, it would be correct to say that the Great Silk Road complex will become another gateway to the past, present, and future of Uzbekistan, which our country will open wide to the whole world. Dear participants of the ceremony, the architectural ensemble Eternal City plays a particularly important role in turning Samarkand into a major tourism center. I am convinced that it will be a kind of calling card of the city of Samarkand. This ensemble is a truly unique project. Every tourist seems to find himself here, in the magical world of legends, of ancient architectural monuments. All 40 craft workshops, built in the traditions of ancient architecture, and reflecting the features of 14 regions of our country, have a unique look. Skilled artisans will give master classes in wood carving, pottery, silk paper, jewelry, and carpet, weaving in front of numerous tourists. In particular, such pearls of applied art as Rishtan ceramics, Bukhara gold embroidery, Karakalpak yurts, Marjalan atlas, will be presented here. A person who sets foot on this land will seem to see not only ancient Samarkand, but the whole of Uzbekistan. Feel the greatness and boundless attractiveness of our motherland. $280,000 ornamental trees and shrubs have been planted on the territory of the complex, and 170 hectares of green areas have been created. The opening of this center will create new opportunities for the development of tourism in our country. In this regard, pay attention to one figure. Even 3 to 4 years ago, the number of domestic and foreign tourists visiting Samarkand did not exceed 500,000. At present, as a result of reforms aimed at developing the sphere, efforts to create a favorable investment environment, the flow of foreign tourists to Samarkand has doubled. Today, we have every opportunity to achieve even higher goals. In particular, specific plans have been developed, thanks to which the number of foreign tourists coming to Samarkand will exceed 1.5 million people in the coming years. To achieve this goal, plans were drawn up for the restoration of about 50 cultural heritage sites, and the construction of more than 600 modern hotels and guest houses in the region. In the city itself, the public transport system will be radically reformed, and the movement of electric buses will be established. The practically newly built airport, the air harbor of Samarkand, is undoubtedly one of the most important links in the development of the tourism sector. The concept of the new airport is consonant with our goals of building the Great Silk Road Center. Dear friends, at the beginning of the year, we adopted the program Travel Around Uzbekistan. And today, in Samarkand, We see the first significant results of its implementation. The same modern complex will be built in Bukhara. We plan to implement similar projects in all regions of the country. Thus, domestic and foreign tourists will get even more opportunities to see more than 8,000 unique objects of cultural heritage of our people. In general, in the next 5 years, the flow of foreign tourists to Uzbekistan is expected to increase from 2 to 9 million people. Most importantly, the number of people employed in the tourism sector will exceed 500,000 people. The International University of Tourism and Cultural Heritage, Silk Road, operates in Samarkand to improve their skills. Currently, more than 1,000 students from 6 countries are studying at this university, and foreign professors are teaching. A modern library has been created here, the funds of which contain about 20,000 books, including unique manuscripts. Dear compatriots, as you remember, a year ago, together with you, we set ourselves the goal of once again turning Samarkand into the most beautiful and comfortable city, decorating the face of the earth. For this purpose, among other things, the majestic memorial complex of Imam Bukhari is being rebuilt. I am sure that this place of worship will be worthy of the great authority that our distinguished ancestor enjoys in the Muslim world. Dear friends, we are on the eve of important significant dates, major political, cultural and educational events. A few days remain until the celebration of the 31st anniversary of the independence of our motherland. In the coming months, Samarkand will host such authoritative international forums as the summits of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and the Organization of Turkic States. And next year, the annual meeting of the Board of Governors of the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development and the General Assembly of the World Tourism Organization will be held here. The new complex opening today will also serve to hold these major forums at a high level. I take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the builders and specialists, ministries and departments, foreign partners, respected residents of Samarkand, and all our multinational people. To everyone who selflessly and conscientiously worked, implementing this grandiose project, which radically changed the face of Samarkand, turning a dream into reality. May the ancient and eternally young Samarkand, native Uzbekistan, be famous for centuries. Let our people be happy, the creator of all our successes and achievements. Thank you for your attention.